Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about why the American people insist on being lied to by politicians. So we just had the debate, right? And both candidates just very quickly, numerous lies and huge, big ramification lies. Started with Kamala. The moderator was like, "Hey, can you honestly say that anybody's better under you and Biden than they were under Trump?" And she immediately launched into a long story. Like all she needed to do was say no, because no one could eat. The truth is, no one is better under Biden and Harris than they were under Trump. Literally, not a single American, right? So the real answer was no. She launched into a long story about her mom and spices and whatever, like a whole bunch of 1,000 words to lie, right? Yeah, whatever, all right. And then Trump said, "Hey, they're eating XYZ in Ohio." You're like, "What?" Like, wait, just outrageous lie. Just like spouted it out. "Hey, here's everybody. Here's a big giant lie. Here's meat to my red base," right? Who is incredibly hateful and prejudiced. They're going to eat this up, right? Like, it's huge lie, right? And so on both sides, the American people are being lied to. Why are we lied to constantly? Why do we insist on being lied to constantly? Both sides have chosen massive liars, right? Like, so why? So I'm going to give you the answer today. So the answer exists in the fantastic Netflix show, The Perfect Couple, with Liev Schreiber and Nicole Kidman. So this is a beach read just made into a series, and it's a murder mystery. And I won't spoil the murder, right? So there's this part where Liev Schreiber, so there's the husband, that's Liev Schreiber. There's the wife, that's Nicole Kidman, right? And then there's the girlfriend. Her character's name is Merritt. I don't know the actress's name because she's not famous like Liev Schreiber and Nicole Kidman. She hasn't done enough to warrant me knowing her name, right? Like, yeah. I didn't have to look up Liev Schreiber or Nicole Kidman. I knew their names because they've been in 25 things each that I love, right? So, all right. But she did an excellent job. I'm just saying, that's why I don't know her name, right? Like okay. So we're going to, so girlfriend, wife, husband. All right. So the girlfriend starts an affair with the husband, right? And the wife figures this out, and she is torqued, right? She is extremely upset, right? Now, here's the thing. The wife, this is just the second time. This is at least the second, third, maybe fourth time she's found out that her husband is unfaithful. She demands to be lied to by her. She doesn't leave him, right? She's upset that he's having infidelity, but she ain't gonna do nothing about it, right? She demands to be lied to, and we'll get there on why. What really was wild was the girlfriend tells the husband, she's like, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and she expects him to be really upset, right? And he's like, "Oh, that's beautiful, it's wonderful," and she's like, "Oh, thank goodness, man. I really thought this is going to be a terrible, thing between us, and that I was going to be very upset, and you were going to reject me, blah blah blah," right? So he doesn't reject her initially. He waits, right? He waits another 3 days, and she's like, "Hey, you said it's a beautiful thing, but you didn't say any of this stuff." And she says it more, she says it surreptitiously. She's like, "Are you going to support me? Are you going to leave your wife? Are you going to marry me? Are you going to be a father?" Like, and she starts getting into the real questions, right? And he's like, "Well, listen, there's a problem here. Like, the timing isn't great on this." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, you lied. You lied. You lied. Right? You lied to me. You didn't think it was beautiful. You're just like every other boyfriend ever. Right? And you want me to get rid of this. Right? And I'm upset because I love you and I want to keep this and I wanted you and me together. And I thought that when you said this was beautiful, you were telling the truth. And how dare you lie to me?" But here's the kicker. The girlfriend, what are you talking about? Why are you surprised he's lying to you? Every single minute of your relationship was a massive lie, breaking an oath made in front of 300 people, right? He's a liar. Like, being with you says from the gate, he's a liar. So why are you shocked when the liar you chose turns out to be a liar, right? It's ludicrous, right? Here's the answer. The girlfriend and the wife both are the same reason that Americans insist to be lied on. Beautiful, tall people. Liev Schreiber is a beautiful, tall person. Donald Trump is a beautiful, tall person. You're like, wait a second, Scott. Donald Trump isn't beautiful or tall. He's just old. He is beautiful and tall enough to get he's an American celebrity. He's literally beautiful and tall enough to get his own television show. They don't put ugly short people on television. They don't. It doesn't happen. Right? Like, it doesn't happen. Okay? Not as the main lead, right? Not as the leader, okay? And so that's the answer. That is the full-on answer, okay? We, the American people, would... Kamala Harris, beautiful and tall, right? Like, we would rather be lied to by beautiful, tall people than ever hear a single word of pure, uncorrupted truth from an ugly short person. That's the whole of it. It's literally that simple. We would rather be lied to by beautiful tall people than be given the uncut, purest, most powerful truth from an ugly short person. We want to hear nothing from ugly short people. We want, and get this, beautiful tall people have all learned that they don't have to be bothered with truth. None of them need to speak any truth, right? They can speak a whole bunch of lies that get them everything they want, and people will keep coming back for it. Just like Greer came back for Tag, just like Merritt came back for Tag. They both knew he was outrageous, horrible dirt scum, right? That he would cut them with every knife they handed him. But they keep coming back, and we do the same. We would rather be told the dirtiest truth, the dirtiest lies from beautiful tall person than we would to hear any word from an ugly short person. So all this is, not all of it, 95% of it is the American people's fault. 5% of it is the lead of each party. These parties have truly abandoned us as Americans. The party leads are doing nothing to serve us, and they are doing everything to shaft us, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.